What is up? Today, we're talking about why I'm switching from conventional to sumo. And I will talk about it while deadlifting today. First time deadlifting sumo. We are actually starting on my deload week with sumo. I know it sounds like it doesn't make sense, but I'll explain all of it throughout this session. And why I'm making the switch, and why maybe you should too. So that was 225 for a single. I'm putting on 25s next. Gonna do that for a single, and then I have 315 for 5. Yeah, that moved pretty easy. Deload week. First reason why we're switching to sumo is lower back pain. Been struggling with lower back discomfort and pain this entire training block. So we're thinking that switching to sumo might help a little bit, get my legs more involved when pulling. And with my legs more involved, take some of that pressure off my lower back, because it was starting to affect other movements other than just deadlift. So that's reason number one. Now, why am I switching in the middle of a block or at the end of a block instead of starting a new block with sumo? We want to deload everything. We knew that conventional was gonna put more pressure on my lower back throughout the end of this block. So, not gonna do that. Gonna pull sumo for the end of this at like an RPE 5 or 6. And then next week, start a new training block with sumo at like an RPE 5 or 6. Gives me 2 weeks to kind of warm up to the movement before we start pushing RPE a little bit more. And it'll definitely benefit me in everything. That was 275 and went pretty smooth. We're gonna throw on 315, see how it feels for a single. If it feels good, wait a second and I'll do that for my top set. If it's a little light, we can throw on like a 10, 25, something, and really get everything moving. We don't wanna push sumo too much because adductors will get pretty sore, but we'll see. Let's go to 315. $315 felt good. We'll keep it there. Wait a second, hit that for 5, and then move to back downs. Reason number 3, I think we're at, on why I'm switching to sumo, is we believe that I can see better progress with it. That's just very blunt, very simple, but we think that limiting the range of motion, and because I'm shorter, really limiting the range of motion with everything, we think we can add a lot more weight. The best conventional deadlift I ever had was 413 for a single in competition, and I hit 405 conventional for 5 at the peak of this training block, which projects me at like 499 or something, which projections are always skewed, but it gives me a big opportunity to add some weight and hopefully get better at singles. With conventional deadlift, it seems like I'm better for reps than I am for a single, because you can kind of bounce that weight off, brace at the top of the movement, And with sumo, we're going to try to get better at singles. The fourth reason I am switching to sumo is because I wanted to. I think sumo looks cooler, just being honest. And two, I know I can get more weight pulling sumo. It's more beneficial having a hook grip, which I have. Mixed grip just doesn't work for me. And yeah, I just wanted to switch to sumo. I think that I can add more weight. I think I can get my adductors and my legs more involved and deadlift way more. So gonna hit this for 5 and then move on to some back downs. $315, moved easy, probably RP 5. So sumo is happening. I am super excited to start pulling sumo. And maybe you should make the switch too. If you struggle with lower back pain while pulling, if you have a hook grip naturally and it's hard for you to do a mixed grip, sumo might be for you. Some people still do mixed grip on sumo. I cannot. I can't do mixed grip, period. I think it's something to think about. Always talk to your coach before making any switches in your program. Coaches usually know you best and can tell you, hey, your body type isn't gonna work for it, or hey, your adductors are just too weak, or your groin is too weak, and sumo just isn't for you. But I think everyone should give conventional and sumo a try, because you never know which one's gonna be more beneficial to you. I've got back downs at 260 for a 2x5. So we're gonna hit this while I talk about the last little details about pulling sumo and why maybe everyone should make the switch. Fun little fact for you. I started powerlifting trying to sumo dead, and it did not work. Here's why. Number one, I was too focused on the weight on the bar and not technique. Number two, I was legitimately trying to pull the weight instead of pushing the floor away and getting everything tight. I also didn't have good connection with my lats or my glutes. Made it really difficult to sumo pull, but not all of those things are worked out. And I built a foundation of strength with conventional. Sumo's feeling good. And I think that's what more people need to do. They see these big names sumo pulling, they hop straight into sumo deadlift, and it's more technical than conventional deadlift in its own little ways. But if you have a foundation of strength before going into sumo, then you know that you have those numbers and you've built the strength in your hamstrings, in your glutes, in your lats to pull that. And now it's just adding strength in your adductors and in your legs to pull a little bit more efficiently. This platform's so damn loud. Last back down set, finished. And those are all the reasons why I'm switching to sumo, and maybe you should too. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit like, hit subscribe down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Go hit some big numbers.